Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you something that I got this week. It's not a World War II item or even a reproduction of a World War II item. It's a spare parts catalogue for a Jeep produced by Joe's Motor Pool, which is one of the parts companies in the UK. They also sell bits in America. And I wanted to cover this because this isn't just a list of things they do. This is probably the best collection of Jeep breakdown diagrams and electrical diagrams, parts list, the easiest to read list of parts and numbers, everything that you could obviously really want if you're trying to figure out what bit you needed for a Jeep, and also help you build parts for Jeeps, because the breakdown diagrams in here are just so good and clear compared to the old ones in the manuals. I thought that was just worth showing you guys. Even people who don't have Jeeps might just be interested in see how they work. And this is like a £6 catalogue, and you can buy this, and that shows you basically every single part of a Jeep broken down in a really clear picture, and you just might find it interesting. So I thought I would bring the camera down and show you some of the pages of this, because it really is, I think, one of the best assistant documents I've found yet, even compared to like an original manual or the little reproductions of original parts lists. To have this with them is just going to help no end. It is really good. So let's show you some of what's inside it. Right, so I have to just keep looking at the monitor here so I can see if you can see this right. So this is your basic catalogue here that you've got, but as soon as you open it up, you're greeted with this here, which comes out. I'll take that, show you that. So if you can see that on here, if I can not shake about too much, and even get it the right way around might help. This is probably the clearest wiring diagram that I've ever seen for a Jeep, and you can see, ignore my shaky hand, you can see there, it's just so well marked. I mean, you get these in the manuals, but they're tiny, they're not particularly clear, and this is just, as soon as I opened it and I saw this, I was like, yep, that's going to have been worth the £6, because this is going to be some good stuff in here. So you have the wiring diagram, but then you start flicking through it. That's got information about Joe's Motor Pool, obviously. I'm not sponsored by them, obviously, or anything like that, because this is just a tiny little tool. But then you start getting into the breakdowns, like this here. You see it's got all the different parts. They're clearly numbered, they're clearly labelled. So you've got your engine there from the different views, and it just keeps going through until you start getting stuff like this, where you see the individual components, everything that's in the individual parts, and all the lists and numbers for them, and the numbers assigned to them are their original part numbers as well, so you can use this when you're ordering from anywhere, basically. And compared to an original manual, these are like original diagrams, but they're so much clearer because they're modern prints, and some of them must have been cleaned up a bit. So yeah, I'm just going to move the camera and show you some of the bits in here, because I just thought that was really interesting, and anyone that's interested in Jeeps, and certainly anyone that has one that wants to do things to it, you will get hold of one of these. So let's have a closer look at some of the pages. Right guys, so I've got the camera set up in a downward view so you can see these a bit clearer. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this, just to say, look at it, because I really was impressed. I don't often get impressed by things, and this is a bit of an early thing to get impressed by, but a lot of you will probably be similar if you're into this sort of thing anyway. I mean, if you look at this here, this is the carburetor, and just look how nice that diagram is. That's just, couldn't be really clearer at all. And then you've got all of the different bits clearly labelled for it there. And you just keep going through. You've got your fuel pump, your fuel tank, the diagrams like this of how your exhaust goes on. I haven't got in any of my other reference books something like that. That's just a smart piece. Your radiator mountings down there. So yeah, I got a bit nerdy about this. I mean, this is another really good one, the two different types of distributors. I got the dust proof one there, I mean, I picked this up because I was getting a couple of electrical bits for the Jeep from Joe's Milk Pool, and I just thought I'd pick this up at the same time. This is another one of the wiring harness, the same as the one that I showed you was in colour. Suppression mounts for all of your radio suppression bonding equipment. Right. So yeah, I mean, this is, I'm just waffling on, but it's really good. So I just thought I'd show you guys. This was what I was interested in because my gearbox may or may not be coming out. Probably won't be quite yet, but bring this up again for you just quickly. So that's got all the little bits. And you see this little bit here marked AY. Pretty sure that's the source of my personal gearbox leaking problems, and actually have acquired one of them. Whether or not we'll get to fit it in is another question. For the amount of work that's going to take, that might not be worth fixing that little leak. So yeah, just thought I'd do this as an extra video. This is another bit that I was really happy about. Jeeps have two different types of handbrake. Most of them have this one here, and then this one is the late one. I don't think many of them had this, but I have this one, and none of my other books again have a breakdown of the late one, and this is something that is going to be getting rebuilt on my Jeep, definitely, because my handbrake might well not exist. That's just totally worn out. So that was brilliant when I saw that in there. So yeah, all your steering column. So even got a list of tools in here. Look. But yeah, I just thought that was really nice to see. Just some pictures of some of their Jeeps. So this is just a little quick extra video. I'm not going to, because I know this isn't what most of you are really interested in. I am just waffling on about it because I am impressed and I think they've done a good job. So if any of you are interested in learning more about how Jeeps go together, or any of you need a really comprehensive list of parts that's actually easy to read, because the reproduction or original parts lists, they aren't the best, to say the least. Pick yourself one of these up from Joe's Motor Pool. They're like £6, and that's well worth it, alright? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.